Good evening, I'm Camden Cohn, and our sports ticker is brought to you by the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services. Last Saturday, Nebraska football head coach Matt Rhule spoke to the media post-scrimmage. He talked about a variety of different topics, such as depth at inside linebacker.
Yeah, I would just be happy if we had three. I like rotating three. If you have four, great. I think the wild card last year was Mauch. Mauch would go ahead and play Jack some games. He could play Mike and Will. So, you look at it now between Mauch, Bullock, and Javen. We have three guys that we can put out there and play, and we know we can play. And then Steph Thompson's played in this defense a lot. Just him continuing to ascend in terms of his ruggedness. He's got a great feel for the game. And then you have the next group of guys. V9. He's a dynamic young player. All right, so he's a guy that I don't foresee much use for redshirting unless he needs to. Genatone, Gage Stenger's had a good camp. So Dylan Rogers. There's a lot of guys there. So, but if we have three, I'll be happy. Right.
More from Coach Rhule in just a little bit. Husker football defensive lineman Nash Hutmaker was named to the Chuck Bednarik Award watch list today. The Bednarik Award is presented annually to the most outstanding defensive player in college football. In national news, the AP College Football preseason top 25 was released today. Georgia is number 1, followed by Ohio State and Oregon. The other Big Ten teams in the top 25 include Penn State at number 8, Michigan at 9, USC at 23, and Iowa at 25. Nebraska did receive 16 votes in the poll. Our sports ticker is brought to you by the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services. Call a timeout. If you or someone you know is struggling or in crisis, the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is there. Call, text, or chat 988. It's free, confidential, and staffed with trained counselors ready to listen and provide support. Hour 1 of Sports Nightly is up next, right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Heinrich gonna step in back, little G belly action. As a man wide open, it's Jalen Lloyd. The throw, he makes a catch. 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Nebraska.
Nebraska serving specialist Kennedy sends it over Vasquez Gomez. Perfect pass, set it up. Fairbanks diving, take Laney Choboy. Bumps it left Nebraska. Harper and nearly drops. Free ball back. Oh, a block back by Becca, and that nearly drops. And a free ball finally over block back by Becca, and it does. Becca Alec, she's putting on a blocking clinic. They can't get it over.
Bryce Williams puts his head down, cut off by good defense by Mbako. Now up top it comes to Mast. Mast dribbles once, gives it back to Williams, shoots a three on the way. Got it again! Another three! Williams on fire!
Yeah, Shelley, who has electrified this crowd. She'll take a 28-footer, you betcha! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? She ends the first quarter in triple style.
Ball's at a strike here on Gabe Swanson, the pitch. Hit pretty well towards left center field. Going back on it is Graves. Graves at the wall, and it's gone again! Swanson's gone deep again! Gabe with his second solo shot of the game.
Billy swings and crushes this one to the moon. Left center and gone. No doubt on that one. 3-1 Nebraska.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
Man, I was looking for some break dancing or some rock climbing today. Nothing. There was nothing on TV today, Jess. I'm already missing the Olympics.
I am too. This is the most, I feel like, withdrawals I've had after Olympics is over. It was like, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to look for and check on throughout the day? Life without the Olympics.
That was a fun 2 weeks. It really was. For me, it was because I had stuff to watch during the day, or we're doing show prep or lining up the show, or you could put it on in the background, and there it was. That was a fun thing to have on. So, did you catch the closing ceremonies last night and the entrance from Tom Cruise?
Yes, I did. It was great. It was very entertaining. They did a great job. I loved. Sometimes the closing ceremonies can be a little whatever, blah. But yeah. I thought yesterday's was really entertaining, and they did a really good job.
I did too. The opening one had some controversy to it. This one did not, and Yeah, that was awesome to see him do that. I'm a huge fan, by the way, of the Mission Impossible movies, so that was great to see him do that. And the USA ran away with the medal count, ended up tied with China for the gold medals, the number of gold medals won. That was a little disappointing, but and probably a disappointment in the volleyball championship match. Not that the USA lost. Italy's really good, and there's a lot of parity at the top of the world volleyball scene, but to get swept, that was disappointing. But silver medals for Justine, for Jordan, for Kelsey, great for them, and followed up the gold in Tokyo 3 years ago with a silver. That's not a bad appearance.
Was Italy the favorite going into the games?
They are the number one ranked team in whatever the world rankings are. So, but they'd not medaled, so they hadn't had a great history in the Olympics, but they played well, and they were clearly, and I didn't get to see, I slept in, I'll be honest. Slept in a little bit on Sunday morning, so I didn't get to see I saw a lot of the third set. They were clearly better than Team USA was in the championship match. But
I had set my alarm and actually slept through it a little bit, but I got up and it was in the third set, and I was like, wait a second, this isn't good. So then I actually went back to sleep and then went back and watched to see what happened. But yeah, it's a shame that Brazil match was not the gold medal. Just how exciting it was, and it's a shame that was not the caliber of match that we saw. Instead, it was just Italy running away with it. But, I noticed when they shook hands after the match how you could tell there's a lot of respect there. And probably, I'm sure a lot of the Americans play professionally overseas with some of those players, and it just seemed like there's a tremendous amount of respect there. And I think they were really, really proud of the silver. They had to fight for that one, there's maybe less adversity when they won the gold, but they had to really fight and claw and had some battles to get to that silver medal match. I'm not sure they might have been the underdogs even going into it. And so the fact that they were there competing, I think they were pretty happy with that. But yeah, I just wish it was a little bit of a better match for that gold medal match.
Yeah, no doubt. You want the gold medal match to kind of be epic, down to the wire, a big fight. But sometimes you get the better matches in the semifinals or the quarterfinals. It just happens in any tournament. It could be, heck, March Madness is that way. Sometimes the semifinals or the Elite Eight games are better than the championship game. It just happens that way. But, kudos to Paris. I think they did a wonderful job. Kudos to the people that went. The attendance was phenomenal at all the different events, even like archery and some of the other things, just great crowds. And they did a wonderful job. And so now here it comes. USA to 2028. Los Angeles gets to host. And I would guess that there'll be a lot of people wanting to flock to L.A. to watch those games in 4 years.
Yeah, Paris did a great job, and you heard it over and over again from all the different sports, and then just from the commentators and the different athletes and just the venues and how all the little details, and then just how the fans showed up. Again, it seemed like a lot of people traveled to that because it was a destination bucket list, I'm sure, for a lot of people. And then, hey, let's check out the Olympics while we're there. So a lot of great crowds, the support for all the different sports, and then just all those little things that they did. So I know it was a really great Olympics, and we'll see if LA can match that. But yeah, I think a lot of it will be the same thing, where a lot of people from the United States will probably try to go there, but I think probably people from around the world will see it as a destination to get to go and visit and see. And then, hey, let's watch some Olympics while we're there too. So yeah, here we go. 4 years from now, it's on U.S. soil. So I also heard during the closing ceremonies, Jimmy Fallon was on with Mike Tirico, I think, and he had asked Katie, first of all, he said, when are you you're not flying back, I'm assuming. When are you swimming back? Are you swimming or flying back? I think is what he asked. But then he said, does seeing the crowd reaction to Leon Marchand from France and the reaction that he got when he won all of his medals, does that make you want to think about LA? And she said, yeah, I would love to be able to be there in LA. So, hey, there's one of the ones that we've talked about. I think she'll be there if, barring anything catastrophic happening. I think Katie Ledecky will be one that we'll certainly see back on representing Team USA. I think a lot of them being that the next time around is the United States. Maybe a few of them would say, I think I'm ready to be done and hang it up. I think probably that provides a little fuel to the fire to be able to keep going for 4 more years to be able to do it on home soil.
If you had to pick a Olympic Games MVP, and it's almost impossible to do with the number of athletes, but Marchand probably would be right at the top. He was so dominant in the pool, and to do it in his home country was really, really a great story. It's one of the great stories of the Olympic Games. So sad that it's over, but we all enjoyed the last couple of weeks, and great work by Team USA. I hope that world politics gets cleaned up. It would be great to have the Russians in Los Angeles in 2024. I mean, obviously they can rival the United States with a number of athletes and teams and success. It would be great. They were not there in '84. They were banned from the '84 games, like the United States did not go to Moscow in '80. So it seems like we have more Olympics where the Russians and the Americans do not compete against each other. I kind of hope that world politics gets cleaned up, and they will be in LA in 2028. But what a fun couple of weeks.
And I will say this too. The U.S. women's basketball team, great game yesterday to basically close out the Olympics. I know the marathon was the last event, but it was one of the last events was the U.S. versus France, and it was incredible. Just a great game, and the U.S. women hadn't been pushed that much, and this is a great competitive game. And then, they had talked a lot about how that, even though it's probably the greatest dynasty, right? Just the fact that they've been able to win 8. No other team sport's been able to do that, to win 8 in a row. But they didn't have a lot of competition, but the world is starting to catch up. Heard Don Staley saying that, and just the amount of pressure that is on you once you become that, and then trying to keep winning. But finally, they had a great competitive game against France, and again, the home country showed out. And then the ratings for the men's basketball game was just mind-blowing, because again, that was in the middle of the day. So the fact that they had on 2:30 on a Saturday, the viewership that they had, NBC was a big winner this time around. There's no doubt about it.
If Steph Curry's not on the team, I don't think USA wins.
No.
He was that impactful.
The last 2 games.
About to, right.
Yeah.
That team, Jess, is about to go through a big transition as well. In 4 years, you don't think LeBron will play. KD probably won't play. Steph's already kind of said he's not going to play. So that team's going to have a different look. And I think you're right on the women's side. The women's game is probably a decade plus behind the men, because the men have really, the rest of the world has closed the gap with the USA on the men's side a decade or so ago. The women, you could tell, Australia fought, Belgium fought, France fought. They're getting closer, which is going to make for some exciting basketball in future Olympic Games. And I think that's great. Also, the ball bat sports will be back in 2028. They were not part of the Paris Games, so baseball, softball were not. They will be in LA, so thank goodness that'll be. And we've mentioned several times the softball will take place down in Oklahoma City. So for those of us in the Midwest, maybe a good chance to slip down there and watch some Olympic softball.
What's cool too about the men's side of things in terms of the basketball is almost every team now has an NBA player, and some of them even have 2 or 3, and not just an NBA player, some superstars around the world that I think also bring some intrigue. I mean, the NBA is a global sport, and a lot of people tune into that. So the fact that now it's not just the superstars on Team USA, you're seeing some of the superstars around the world, I think is also good too. And it makes it more intriguing to watch as well, and maybe why a lot more people tuned in to see the matchup against the Team USA versus Wemby, the number 1 overall pick. So, it's growing. Women's, same thing. And I think there were a couple different stories with the women's team that a couple of the players had options to play for other countries, but they wanted to play for Team USA. Maybe that continues to change too, where if the world continues to catch up for the women, that they'll want to play for their home country and represent there. But I said this the other night, with Team Australia, who knows in 4 years, one Jazz Shelley, maybe even Izzy Bourne could be playing for Team Australia next time around, next Olympics.
Yep, no doubt. But it was fun. Jordan Larson, by the way, is on her way back to Lincoln. I don't know. I think the volleyball team's going to have a press gathering on Wednesday. They're not sure she'll be back by then, but we'll have a chance to talk to Jordan in the coming weeks about her Olympic experience. Probably her last Olympic Games. I think she's very close to retirement age. But another medal for Jordan Larson, the queen of volleyball in the United States for the last couple of decades. So great games. Hope everybody enjoyed all of that. Husker football did scrimmage Saturday. They locked the doors. You had to have a last name of Osborne to get in the door. But we'll hear some clips coming up here in a couple minutes from... That doesn't seem right. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to hear some clips from Matt Rhule after the game. I love Coach Rhule said, he said nobody had the guts to go tell Coach Osborne to leave. And he goes, I wasn't telling him that. So
yeah, they kicked everybody else out, but nobody had the guts to say, hey, Coach, hey, it's closed scrimmage. I wouldn't want to be the person going to deliver that message either.
When you have a statue about 100 yards or less from where you're sitting, you're not going to get kicked out of a practice.
But he would have probably gladly left if he was asked to, hey, if there's anybody you trust not leaking any information, it's Coach Osborne.
Yeah. Who's he going to tell? Nancy at home? He's not going to tell anybody about that. So we'll play some clips from the coach. Interesting mood. I think he was tired, and both Jess and I have dealt with Coach when he's tired, and not that he needs a Snickers bar, but it's just, you're not quite as fun and glib as he normally is. I wouldn't read a ton into that. It was scrimmage 1, not scrimmage 2, and not the opener a couple of weeks away. But we'll get into some of that coming up here in just a couple of minutes. Also, we're going to hear an hour or two from Gabe Ervin, back fully recovered from his injury and kind of getting cranked back up again and part of that running back race. And right now, I think he would probably be number 3 with behind the Johnson & Johnson bookends. But we'll hear from Gabe coming up in hour number 2. Also, looking forward to this one, Olivia Mauch, who is the defensive specialist libero from Bennington, true freshman for John Cook's volleyball team. Jess had a chance to catch up with her as well. What an accomplished career to this point. I was looking up this earlier, Jess. She turns 19 in a couple of weeks. She's already done some amazing things. She's played on some Team USA groups and won some world titles already. She's really accomplished at such a young age.
Absolutely, she is. And the Gatorade Player of the Year. And we've talked a lot about this on The Dig, but then also on, we chatted about it. You'll hear about it coming up. But liberos don't typically win a lot of those big-time awards. It's just not something, and it's unfortunate because, hey, Lexi Rodriguez should be in every conversation for every award possible to win. But, just typically liberos are not that. And she has broken some of those barriers and some of those awards that she's been able to win. But for Olivia to win Nebraska Player of the Year, the Gatorade Player of the Year as a libero, it was quite an accomplishment and goes to show how incredible of a career she had and senior season she had at Bennington. So, and then I just think, again, it speaks volumes. She is a Nebraska kid, grew up a fan, but you're talking about you're playing behind Lexi Rodriguez and Lainey Choboy, but yet she wanted to come be a part of that and could have probably gone somewhere else and been the starting libero as a true freshman, but wanted to come be a part of it here at Nebraska. So I think it's a continued theme with some of these newcomers that we're hearing from Nebraska volleyball over the last couple of months, not scared of having to compete day in and day out in the practice gym and want to come be a part of the best. And so I can't wait for you guys to hear her conversation.
Fantastic. Here's my question of the night. Love your reaction on our text line at 402-412-2400. Who will be the next Husker volleyball player on the Olympic team? Love to get your thoughts on that. So if you got a thought, fire us off a text. All right, when we come back, we'll play some clips from the head coach after the scrimmage on Saturday. Woodhouse Auto Family is your trusted auto partner. They've got 20 brands, 20 convenient sales and service locations. We're making car buying on your terms. Go visit us online at woodhouse.com. Back with the coach next.
O'Reilly. Eliminate carbon and varnish deposits with Lucas Fuel Treatment at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Simply add it to your tank at your next fill-up. A clean fuel system can increase performance and fuel economy. Right now, get 2 bottles of Lucas Fuel Treatment for just $9 and get 2 times O Rewards points. In-store only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Woodhouse has been your premier destination for your automotive needs since 1975. Whether you're looking to purchase a new vehicle, sell your current one, or looking to service, our team ensures a convenient and seamless transaction from start to finish. Explore our wide selection of top brands and enjoy the peace of mind that comes with our team's dedication and decades of trusted service. Get started online at woodhouse.com and experience the Woodhouse difference today.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect the ways water is breaking down your basement and damaging your home. Mold, cracks, and of course visible water are just a few signs your basement is compromised. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns. A free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
It's the Make It Ford Summer Sales Event at your Midwest Ford dealers. Get 0% financing or up to $4,250 bonus cash on F-150. Amazing offers and a great selection of the best-selling trucks in America for 47 years. Ford F-Series. These are the deals you've been waiting for, so don't wait. Make it Ford. Make it yours. Make it now. Get 0% financing for 36 months or up to $4,250 bonus cash on a new Ford F-150. Now, only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
Set, hike. When champions take the field, they come ready to play. TL Irrigation understands the value of momentum. Like a Husker drive, there's no stopping. If you live for farming and football like we do, TL Irrigation has you covered. Check your fields from the game with a remote system, or just enjoy the play knowing our systems are reliable as a sold-out Memorial Stadium. Touchdown! Nebraska born, Nebraska strong. Husker Nation and TL Irrigation are like no other.
On game day, every play counts. Now imagine having the same level of control in your field. Valley is where farming meets end zone efficiency. With AgSense remote irrigation technology, farmers become the MVPs of their fields. Real-time, play-by-play control means you're always ahead of the game. Score big with simplified irrigation technology from Valley, improving your life both on and off the field. Find your local Valley dealer at valleyirrigation.com.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Elevate your drive with Woodhouse Buick. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff are here to help you find the perfect vehicle for your needs. Plus, with our current offers going on now, you'll save even more. Save up to $3,149 off MSRP on the 2024 Buick Encore GX Sport Touring all-wheel drive. With approved credit, must finance with GM Financial, must have 2010 or newer trade-in to qualify. $299 doc fee due at signing. Offer expires 9/3/2024. See dealer for details.
We're back on a Monday night, Sports Nightly here on the Huskers Radio Network. Hope you had a great weekend. We are getting close, folks, to kick off with the Miners of UTEP coming up on the 31st. We've got college football on the 24th. You got those Week 0 games, including the game in Ireland, which will pit 10th-ranked Florida State against Boston College, an ACC matchup. There's some other games that day, not much, but enough to kind of whet your appetite. That's coming up on the 24th. Some early nominees for my question about who will be the next Husker volleyball player to make the national team. Merritt Beeson's name's out there. Obviously, Lexi Rodriguez. Harper Murray is also being mentioned as well. All great guesses, and all could very well be part of Team USA at some point in time in their future. And again, that depends on whether they want that to be part of their future. Some players get done with college and want to kind of move on with life. It'll be up to them. I don't have a great sense. Maybe, Jess, you might maybe have more about whether Lexi or Merritt, if that's a goal of theirs to play for Team USA. I've really not heard them talk about that much.
Yes, I think it is. I absolutely think it is. And I'll throw Taylor Landfair out there as well. I know she has said that to me, that's a goal of hers. I think there's several. And, you know, Jordan Larson last year when we had her on for the dig, I had talked to her about that. And she said there's several that could keep, if they keep working, are going to be in the mix for that. So, you know, that's a big part of why a lot of these Huskers want to come to Nebraska, because they this is a program that sets you up for that and gets you ready for what is expected on that stage. So, yeah, I mean, and the pro opportunities now are growing as well. There's a couple different volleyball professional leagues here in the States, and then, of course, there's opportunities overseas. But the fact that that's continuing to grow as well will probably also allow players to have opportunities that maybe, you know, if it was just overseas, a few players in the past, I think I'm ready to be done. I don't really want to go overseas and travel. But the fact there's some opportunities here stateside now, I think maybe changed a little bit of dreams and goals to continue playing after college for a few of these players as well. But I think there's you could basically pick anybody. I think Bergen Riley is another one that is going to be in the conversation, especially because a lot of these players have already been involved with Team USA and have been throughout the years, and that also helps set you up for continuing to be a part of the U.S. national team, the senior national team in later years as well. The fact that if you keep going through the system through the years, so there's a number of them. I mean, you basically pick any of them, and it's a good guess because I think there's a lot of them that have are going to have the opportunity.
Yeah. Michaela Fecky, 7-8 years ago, she got done with college, and she just didn't, she was ready. She was kind of ready to put that in the back part of her. She could have certainly been an Olympian, but she decided to kind of live life, and that's fine. Everybody's going to do their own thing moving forward. All right, Huskers had their first of 2 big scrimmages before the UTEP game on the 31st on Saturday, and then afterwards Matt Rhule met with the media, so time for us to give you another practice report.
It's time for the Nebraska football practice report.
Getting out of boot camp and getting to football is probably exciting for them, but also relief because I know a lot of these guys, the guys that came back, they came back because they want to get to the season.
Coach Rhule ran this one a little differently. He'll explain here in a minute. He didn't kind of just let drives completely end. He sometimes stopped them mid-drive and said, all right, let's flip and do some different situational things. So one of the first questions that he got asked afterwards was, did one side of the football handle the other side or dominate the other side?
I'd say so. I'd say, again, it was very, very regimented, more regimented than I normally am. So it was like 8 plays in a row. So if the defense went 3 and out, the offense stayed out there. If we got down to the offense drove the ball one time down to the 10-yard line, I blew it dead and said, all right, next group up. So really trying to be disciplined about staying 8 and 8 and 8. So I thought it was good physical work back and forth.
So sounds like he's saying it was pretty even between the two?
Yeah. That's how I would take that, and I like that. I don't think you want the defense to dominate or the offense to go up and down the field all the time. You want to kind of, to me, that's what I would want as a coach. I would want both sides to make some plays.
Yeah, and I think probably this time a year ago, right, we were hearing the defense really was dominating. But from my conversations that I've been able to have with the offensive players too, is yes, it's such a challenge to go up against this defense day in and day out, but also maybe they figured it out a little bit more. So I think the offense is not as far behind, which, as we've said a lot of times throughout this last year, the defense is going to be further ahead of the offense, but the offense will catch up eventually. It just takes them a little bit longer to get going. So I think that's a good thing if the offense is having some success against this defense that we know is a good defense.
No doubt. Could be a top 10 defense before the year is over. All right, this is what's on everybody's mind. How was the quarterback play during the scrimmage?
There was a couple turnovers in areas that I would not like to see them, but I thought other than that, the ball was moved, the passes were thrown and caught. I was happy with it. It's not the level it's going to be. I think the biggest thing I'm looking for from the quarterbacks is just honestly the difference is who between the great ones and the average ones, in my opinion, just my humble opinion, is what things look like when things are going wrong. Like who they are when things are going wrong. And if you're a true freshman quarterback, if you're Danny or Dylan, or you haven't had a lot of things go wrong yet. And so trying to. I'm sorry, guys, I'm tired. Trying to give them exposure, trying to expose them, to strenuous situations and see how they respond. And they're doing a good job responding to it, But it's going to be a fire out there when you're the quarterback, right? Heinrich's used to the fire. And he's felt the fire, right? So can you handle the fire? And I don't mean to preach up here, but that's the whole key to young people becoming men. or women. You know, it's like, you got out in the real world, you start to go through fire, you start to go through adversity. So our ability to handle adversity and play, that to me is the biggest thing right now. Knowing where to go with the ball, our guys are good with that. We're going to make some mistakes. We'll play right through them, but it's just the other pieces.
I mean, that's the big concern about a true freshman quarterback, no matter where it is or who it is across the country. I mean, they're a true freshman that has not been in the fire of college football. And so that's, you know, you can have all the talent in the world, but you just don't have that experience. And so it's an adjustment period. And so that's where you stand. If it's Dylan or Danny, you know, those are some of the things some of the growing pains, I think, that come along with being a true freshman at this level and getting that opportunity. But, you know, I don't think that's really surprising to hear that Heinrich handled the first scrimmage better than the other two in terms of some of the pressure situations, because, as Coach just said, he's been there, he's done it, and he knows what to expect in those high-pressure situations.
Yeah, that was my take from that clip, and he didn't come out and just say that. But my take was Heinrich had a pretty good day, and maybe the freshman didn't have as good a day. But you're right. We talk about it all the time. It's a big transition going from high school football or volleyball or basketball, whatever, to doing it at this level, the best of the best, the major college level. And at that position, there's probably no other position, you could argue maybe setter in volleyball, that has that much attention on it as the quarterback spot at a place like Nebraska. So you're taking my takes kind of the same. I think Heinrich probably handled himself pretty well. But again, it's scrimmage number one for these guys. I would not panic at all.
And to add to that too, I mean, just the conversations that I've had with Danny and Dylan, and then also we've heard the coaching staff say about them, is that, boy, they're film junkies, and they're going to dive in. If they don't have a good day, if there are things that they did not do well, they're going to dive into the film and tirelessly go over it and try to fix it so they don't make those same mistakes. I mean, I've heard both of those guys say that, you know, look, I'm going to make mistakes, but how do I not make them the next day, and how do I learn from them? So, you know, just the maturity level for really both the freshmen and just the diligence that they have to be better the next day. I agree with you. I mean, I think they very well could look night and day difference between scrimmage 1 and scrimmage 2, just because of the first time going through it is just different.
We were talking today, the last true Nebraska in the last 30 years has had 2 true freshmen started quarterback, Adrian and then Tommy Frazier. I mean, Tommy Armstrong didn't. He was a redshirt freshman when he started. Taylor Martinez, same thing, 4-year starter, but didn't start until his redshirt freshman year, where he had been in the program for a full year. It's a hard adjustment, and I've got confidence. I think Dylan can do it. I really do. I think it's just going to take a little bit of time. All right, the next big point was about the kicking game. Was there an update on Tristan? Is he now fully participating? Is he on the 120? And how about the kicking during the scrimmage?
Yeah, Tristan's in the 120. He's kicking. You know, today for the kickers was, you know, yesterday was a big special teams day along with today, but we still keep them on rotation. So one day it's, you know, one guy. Today, you know, today those guys both got a couple kicks. Here's what I'll say: we're pretty consistent. We're pretty consistent. You know, I don't know how far out we can go and be consistent, but you know, in my opinion, in college football, you know, you want to be reliable inside the 30. You know, with the ball inside the 30, and you want to be reasonable out to like the 35, 36, and you know, it should be automatic from the 25. And so I feel like right now we're getting to be where we're pretty automatic from the 25, and then we're pretty, you know, reliable inside the 30. So we're getting there. And I think, you know, we have some guys who can really kick off and affect the game that way.
Well, that's a positive, that it felt pretty consistent at that yardage. That was one thing that I had thought about too with Tristan, and just coming off that injury, how far back can he go? What if you need a long field goal early? Who's going to be that guy, you know? So that's where, because I don't know how long it takes to get your strength back, how long they'll feel comfortable running him out there. But if you're in that situation, who's that guy? You know, I think we'll still figure that out as well throughout the next few weeks.
We had Ed Foley on, I guess it was 2 weeks ago now, and I think he felt like, okay, he brought in some legit competition for Tristan, and Nico Ottamanelli and John Hull from here in Lincoln. And I think those guys are both pretty accomplished kickers in their own right. So I'm with you. If Tristan can be solid from 40 and in, but you don't want to push him past that, let somebody else try the long kicks. And for goodness sakes, let somebody else kick off. You don't need to put that burden on Tristan Alvano if he's your best guy from 40 in, and it sounds like they're still debating who that will be moving forward. All right, we mentioned it a couple of times that they close the doors for the scrimmage. Usually parents are there, family members, high school coaches, former players, usually staff wander in, but not this time. You had to have a certain last name to get in the door. Here's Coach talking more about that.
Yeah, I closed it completely, yeah. Because I thought, because we love when parents come. We love when former players come. We want when high school coaches come. I wanted the players to have, like, this space of, like, no one's watching. Let me just go play. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can say what you want. Like, when your mom, your dad, your sister, brother's there's an extra little something. And, I've had a lot of guys mention that to me. Like, hey, sometimes it's hard for me when parents are watching or it's just watching. So I thought just the 2 scrimmages. We would shut it down. Coach Osborne came, and no one had the guts to tell him to leave. So, and I certainly didn't. But I thought it was, I thought there are some things like where we are right now. And again, even the way I did this scrimmage, I did it very much like we did it in 2019 at Baylor, which I know doesn't mean much, but like you have a veteran group creating situations as opposed to, hey, who's going to win, right? Like, I think we're so competitive that I don't need that anymore. Now I need them to, like, win a play and all of a sudden, hey, it's 4th and 3 at the 3. Can you snap into it? And so just, I wanted to create a lot of different situations, and I didn't want them to be focused on, hey, did we win this? Did we lose this? I want them just to play that rep and stay in the moment. And that's part of my process of us getting to be the team that doesn't, struggle down at the end of the game, that stays in the moment, was just trying to create that bubble today.
I like that. First of all, I like that you have an opportunity. Yes, you're going to be able to have to perform in front of all those people at some point, but at least for one scrimmage, hey, let's close it down. It's just about the team and getting things right here. But I also like what he said about the creating situations, because how many times do you hear, I go back to Jazz Shelley when she hit the shot against Iowa. She's like, do you know how many times I practiced that? It's like, even though it's a different situation, if you practice it, you go back to that and those reps and the muscle memory and all of that. So the fact that instead of just, hey, here's a scrimmage, we're going to play offense versus defense, we're not going to stop, but here's certain situations, and this is what we're going to do in this situation, and get your mind right, snap into it. How are we going to react in this situation? Then it just allows for you to go back to that when that situation comes on a game day. And so, yeah, I like that he's able to do that with this group, because it's not so much about competing, that they're going to compete, but getting them ready and in the right mindset for game-like situations.
We'll wrap up with this. Saturday was also kind of the end of a part of the camp. This was the second straight year that Coach has moved the team into the dorms for the first couple of weeks of camp. He said it's kind of, now it's accepted. Everybody kind of knows that's what we're going to do. That's what we are. And so there really wasn't much talk about that. This year, there was a lot last year one of him doing that. So here he talks more about that phase of camp.
Yeah, and we're moving out today. And, yeah, I think it's kind of year 2, right? They kind of know this is what we do. This is what's expected. Yeah, I don't. It's not not as big of a deal. Like Sad asked me. Marcus was like, "Hey, do you think I could stay in the dorms next week? Why am I driving 30 minutes, 25 minutes when I can just sleep in cell, like air conditioning, walk over, or go to work?" So, but yeah, and again, I think that's a good thing, right? We're in cell, like, not to have that be like a team thought process, a storyline, just to be around each other, right? So that's why we do it. I think we're getting to the point now where, like, the real stories on our team are like football. Like, hey, am I playing hard? Am I doing the right things? I'm not giving these long PowerPoints about how to behave and act and do the right thing. Like, we're talking about, hey, 3rd down, 2-minute situational football.
I know that they get a lot out of it, but I also know that the players are glad to be out of there. It is a good, I think, launching point to camp, because not just building the team camaraderie, but just being able to be locked in on football all day, every day, and then everybody's doing the same thing and you don't have any other distractions. That it is just, let's get this thing rolling and be all in on football. So, as hard as it may be, I know a lot of it, there's a lot of positives that this team gets out of doing it this way. So, yeah, I do know that the players were going to be glad to get out of there, though. I do know that.
Yeah, and then they were off Sunday, so they could move out Saturday night, rest, relax, kind of clear your mind a little bit on Sunday. How about Sad asking if he can stay? And he's kind of right. You drive clear across town, and you got to be in at work. Those guys get in around before 6 a.m., and he's probably like, let's let me go over there. I'll get 6-7 hours of sleep, walk across campus. Beautiful time of the day to walk anyway, because it's nice outside at that hour of the day. But they probably kicked Marcus out. He probably had to turn in his dorm key.
Yeah, well, and just the fact that, hey, I mean, their cars now are right here where we park, right here in front of the studio. They're here all the time. They are grinders. This coaching staff works so hard, and they're here all the time. I don't know when they sleep. I mean, maybe Coach Rhule hadn't had any sleep going into the scrimmage because they work so hard. So, yeah, I'm sure he's like, well, save me a little bit of time to be able to be right here next to the office in the fields just to be able to walk right over.
And I know where Sat lives. It's not 30 minutes, but it's probably 20. So he's probably thinking 20 there, 20 back in the morning. That's 40 minutes. I could be dozing on my pillow for those 40 minutes. All right, there's our practice report from Coach Rhule wrapping up the scrimmage on Saturday. Our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, you know it. It's sponsored by Akrs, the premier John Deere dealer supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. If you have some reaction, thoughts about all that, text line, phone lines open for you, 402-413-2400. We're back with more of the show next.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect that water is the reason parts of your concrete have gotten so uneven. Walkway tripping hazards, sinking pool deck, cracked driveways are dangerous threats to everyone's safety. But there's one way to learn how your concrete can be lifted. A free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
Husker fans, the 2024 Nebraska football season is right around the corner, and we need your support in Memorial Stadium this fall. You can now purchase a Husker football 3-game mini plan for only $170. This plan includes tickets to UTEP or Northern Iowa, plus Illinois or Rutgers, and either UCLA or Wisconsin. Tickets are only available while supplies last. To purchase your Husker football 3-game mini plan today, or for more information, visit huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear Truckin' Awesome. Want more horsepower in the stable? The Tundra iForce Max is the most powerful Tundra ever. With its electrifying twin-turbo V6, you got everything you need. Saddle up the Tacoma TRD Pro. Its segment-first performance seats are designed to smooth out the shocks when the ride gets bumpy. The Toyota 4Runner is part mean streak, part wild side, and an all-around icon. Check out that signature power rear window, will ya? Yes, sir. Toyota trucks. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
This year, we considered hiring an ad agency to help with our marketing.
They pitched impressive visuals and a script that was inspiring.
And exotic animal mascots to help grab your attention.
In the end, we just decided to tell it to you straight. Shelter Insurance has award-winning customer service at affordable rates.
Plus, our local agents are there to help you understand what coverage you need.
See Shelter Agent Sharon Lear in Papillion, Paul Hoos in Grand Island, or an Ord C Agent Matt Woodward.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health, and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
When you're in the stands and have the ability to control your irrigation in the field, it's a game-changing moment. Valley is where farming meets end zone efficiency. With AgSense remote irrigation technology, farmers become the MVPs of their fields. Experience real-time, play-by-play action and control that keeps you ahead. Score big with irrigation technology from Valley. It's technology that improves your life and lets you be at the game and in the game. Find your local Valley dealer at valleyirrigation.com.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect the ways water is breaking down your crawl space and damaging your home. Musty smells, sagging floors, mold are just a few signs your crawl space is compromised. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns. A free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
Welcome back, Monday Night Sports Nightly here on the Huskers Radio Network. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you, 402-413-2400, the number if you want to be a part of the program with a call or a text. We were talking about the Olympics wrapping up yesterday and the games are over. Somebody's got to help me understand the Jordan Childs thing from women's gym. She was competing in an individual event, didn't like her score. The U.S. coaches went and protested the score and had the officials go back and rescore her routine. And when they did, the score made her the bronze medalist. So she gets the bronze medal. Well, then the team, and I think the girl was from Italy or something like that, they went and Romania. They protested, go, wait a minute, what are we doing here? And now the Olympic Committee has taken Jordan's medal away from her. Is that correct?
Well, and then the last I heard is that the United States is getting back involved, and they submitted video evidence of, because they're saying that the United States coaches didn't submit the inquiry within the time limit, the time frame of when the first score comes out. But then they have video evidence showing that it was like 47 seconds that they did get it in time. So yeah, it's a little bit ugly. Definitely not the kind of storyline you would want to close out the Olympics. But I think the United States is fighting back to say, no. So, yeah, it's kind of a country versus country thing now to the IOC about we did do things right, and they're saying, well, the time frame had expired, but the United States is saying, no, here's clear video evidence that the inquiry was submitted before the minute or whatever after the scores came in.
Well, now you've raised the hopes of both athletes. I mean, in various time frames. I mean, here's Jordan for probably close to a good week, thinking she was the bronze medalist. You had the other athlete from Romania who for a few minutes thought she was the bronze medalist. I feel for both of them, more for Jordan because of she's the bronze medalist for like 5 days, and all of a sudden it gets ripped away from her late in the week. And now you're right, now you're going to get the courts involved. That makes it messy, but that's a bizarre thing. I guess you could just give both bronzes. I don't know what that hurts. Here's
the latest. USA Gymnastics vows to take Jordan Childs' bronze medal fight to Swiss court after latest appeal denied. So they're going to take it to the end on this to fight for her. So, which you like that they have their back, but it sounds like it might get kind of ugly.
You know, there was a high jumper from K-State, last name of Kennard, competed in the 2012 games. He got like the silver medal, and then lost to a Russian, and then the Russian tested positive for a drug use of an improper drug, and then 8 years later they gave this guy the gold medal. They flipped it to him, so he got the gold medal. So this probably happens more than we know, but it's just the sport of women's gym is so big and so popular that this is getting an awful lot of attention around the world. All right, 402-413-2400. Camden says break time. I don't argue with Camden. It's break time.
It's the Make It Ford Summer Sales Event at your Midwest Ford dealers. Get 0% financing or up to $4,250 bonus cash on F-150. Amazing offers and a great selection of the best-selling trucks in America for 47 years. Ford F-Series. These are the deals you've been waiting for, so don't wait. Make it Ford. Make it yours. Make it now. Get 0% financing for 36 months or up to $4,250 bonus cash on a new Ford F-150. Now, only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm broadcasting Major Connor Clark with Campus News. For the 7th straight year, the University of Nebraska system is a top 100 patent-earning institution in the world. NU researchers were granted 46 patents in 2023, ranking the university at number 55 nationally, ahead of Big Ten schools like Michigan State and Penn State.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear Truckin' Awesome. Want more horsepower in the stable? The Tundra iForce Max is the most powerful Tundra ever. With its electrifying twin-turbo V6, you got everything you need. Saddle up the Tacoma TRD Pro. Its segment-first performance seats are designed to smooth out the shocks when the ride gets bumpy. The Toyota 4Runner is part mean streak, part wild side, and an all-around icon. Check out that signature power rear window, will ya? Yes, sir, Toyota trucks. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
Our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you. It's a Monday night. We're one weekend closer to the start of the college football season. We actually start the 2024-25 academic school year. First athletic contest that counts this week. Husker soccer will kick it off Thursday night with Oklahoma State at Hibner Stadium, 7 o'clock. That one's the first match of the regular season. We're going to hear from goalkeeper Sammy Hauck coming up later on in the week. But this one counts. Huskers went to Norman Friday, outshot the Sooners, but dropped a 1-0 decision to Oklahoma. So here we go, Jess. The first real competition coming up in just 3 days.
Yeah, I got a chance to chat with Sammy a little bit, and I think it's a little bit different feel going into it. Last year they had come off a season where they had just narrowly missed out on making the NCAA tournament, were the last four out of making that field, and weren't preseason ranked. And now here they are, 6th ranked team in the country going into it. And it doesn't matter the sport. If there's a number next to that name and you're not, you want to take that team down even more so. There's just a bigger target on your back. So I think it's a different kind of change of mindset and having those expectations and how to manage those expectations. But I think the 2 exhibition games were good tune-ups for them, and a good, even the dropping the game to Oklahoma on Friday night, I think was a good wake-up call for them, a good experience to have before it actually counts. So I think they're ready to roll. And not just Thursday night, but also Sunday, they also have a match. It's versus Colorado State, and it's $1 day. So you could get in and get your admission for just $1. I believe that it probably includes like $1 hot dogs, right? It normally does.
Oh, sign me up. Fairbury, I'm in.
I'll have to confirm that. But normally I think $1 days include $1 hot dogs. So.
Well, if Fairbury's out there for $1, I might be there. I might be there on Sunday.
You and Coatney.
Is he? Oh, yeah, he loves Fairbury.
Yeah, he's a big Fairbury guy.
Yeah, yes, he is. You're gonna hear from Coat, folks, later in the week. I've got an event in Kansas City on Thursday. Jess has an event for the network Thursday night. So Matt, we're going to the bullpen. Matt Coatney's going to come in and host Sports Nightly for everybody on Thursday night. I think he'll do okay. He loves talking.
Oh no, he does not. Not at all. He doesn't at all. No, I texted him that I was going to have a couple things for him. He's like, I'm looking forward to it. So he's pumped.
Good.
He's ready to go.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, he'll be back. He loves that time on Big Red Reaction. He's got a real bond with that audience. And same 3 guys on Big Red Reaction this year. Tommy Armstrong, Josh Bandera, Zach Potter. Looking forward to a great season hearing those guys break down Husker football after every game this fall. 1 hour in the books. We'll come back. We'll hear from Gabe Ervin coming up on the other side. Come on back with us.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
It's the Make It Ford Summer Sales Event at your Midwest Ford dealers. Get 0% financing or up to $4,250 bonus cash on F-150. Amazing offers and a great selection of the best-selling trucks in America for 47 years. Ford F-Series. These are the deals you've been waiting for, so don't wait. Make it Ford. Make it yours. Make it now. Get 0% financing for 36 months or up to $4,250 bonus cash on a new Ford F-150. Now, only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
Did you get us switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did? Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you.
See shelter agent Jeb Brandt in Hastings or Collie Schilke in Imperial today.
Set, hike. When champions take the field, they come ready to play. TL Irrigation understands the value of momentum. Like a Husker drive, there's no stopping. If you live for farming and football like we do, TL Irrigation has you covered. Check your fields from the game with a remote system, or just enjoy the play knowing our systems are reliable as a sold-out Memorial Stadium. Touchdown! Nebraska born, Nebraska strong. Husker Nation and TL Irrigation are like no other.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Good evening. I'm Camden Cohn, and our sports ticker is brought to you by the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services. Last Saturday, Nebraska football head coach Matt Rhule spoke to the media post-scrimmage. He talked about a variety of different topics, such as depth at inside linebacker.
Yeah, I would just be happy if we had three. I like rotating three. If you have four, great. I think the wild card last year was Mauch. Mauch would go in and play Jack some games. He could play Mike and Will. So, you look at it now between Mauch, Bullock, and Javen. We have three guys that we can put out there and play, and we know we can play. And then Steph Thompson's played in this defense a lot. Just him continuing to ascend in terms of his ruggedness. He's got a great feel for the game. And then you have the next group of guys. V9. He's a dynamic young player. All right, so he's a guy that I don't foresee much use for redshirting unless he needs to. Genatone, Gage Stinger's had a good camp. So Dylan Rogers. There's a lot of guys there. So, but if we have three, I'll be happy. Right?
Husker football defensive lineman Nash Hutmaker was named to the Chuck Bednarik Award watch list today. The Bednarik Award is presented annually to the most outstanding defensive player in college football. In national news, the AP College Football preseason top 25 was released today. Georgia is number 1, followed by Ohio State and Oregon. The other Big Ten teams in the top 25 include Penn State at number 8, Michigan at 9, USC at 23, and Iowa at 25. Nebraska did receive votes in the poll. Our sports ticker is brought to you by the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services. Call a timeout. If you or someone you know is struggling or in crisis, the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is there. Call, text, or chat 988. It's free, confidential, and staffed with trained counselors ready to listen and provide support. Hour 2 of Sports Nightly is up next, right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Heinrich gonna step in back, little G belly action. As a man wide open, it's Jalen Lloyd. The throw, he makes a catch. 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Nebraska.
Nebraska serving specialist Kennedy sends it over Vasquez Gomez. Perfect pass, set it up. Fairbanks diving, take Laney Choboy. Bumps it left Nebraska. Harper and nearly drops. Free ball back. Oh, a block back by Becca, and that nearly drops. And a free ball finally over block back by Becker, and it does. Becca Alec, she's putting on a blocking clinic. They can't get it over.
Bryce Williams puts his head down, cut off by good defense by Mbako. Now up top it comes to Mast. Mast dribbles once, gives it back to Williams, shoots a 3 on the way. Got it again! Another 3. Williams on fire.
Jazz Shelley, who has electrified this crowd. She'll take a 28-footer. You betcha! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? She ends the first quarter in triple style.
Ball's at a strike here on Gabe Swanson, the pitch. Hit pretty well towards left center field. Going back on it is Graves. Graves at the wall, and it's gone again! Swanson's gone deep again! Gabe with his second solo shot of the game.
Billy swings and crushes this one to the moon. Left center and gone. No doubt on that one. 3-1 Nebraska.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
And we're back, hour number 2, Monday night show here on Sports Nightly on the Huskers Radio Network. 2 weeks from tonight. So today's the 12th, so I'm talking the 26th. Will be our athletic director show with Troy Dannon, our first one of this school year. So write that in your appointment log. We'll start our football and volleyball shows next week, and then Troy's show for August will be on that Monday, the 26th. Don't love doing Mondays, but we're pre-football for that one, so we didn't have a lot of options, obviously, with the last week, because volleyball plays Tuesday night, Friday night of that week, and we have football and volleyball shows Wednesday, Thursday. So, but we'll get Troy on. Looking forward to that conversation coming up in just a couple of weeks. How was your weekend? Didn't even ask you that, hour 1.
Me? It was good.
Yeah.
It was good. Came up here and chatted with Olivia on Saturday and watched the remainder of the Olympics and spent some time outside because it was so nice. Sunny's loving the weather. So, yeah. It's the last, couple weekends before it's time to roll, So taking it in.
we love these 70-degree days. I could take a month and a half of this. This is fantastic. Going to warm up a little bit more as the week moves. And my dogs have so much energy right now, they're driving me nuts.
Yeah, same. Because Sunny's she hates the heat, so she'll just like sleep. But now it's like she feels good all the time, wants to go outside all the time. So, yeah.
Crazy. We got a busy week coming up with more football practice reports tomorrow and Friday. Second big scrimmage for the guys will be coming up on Saturday, so we'll keep an eye on all that. I want to clean up a couple of texts. John in Omaha, very nice text. No real question, just wanted you both to know how much I appreciate you guys. I spend 1/12 of my day with each of you. Can't wait for football to start. It's getting close. Go Big Red. John, we appreciate that. John's one of our great texters into the program, so we do appreciate that. Carla, good evening, Sports Nightlies. Concerning Jordan Childs and the bronze, didn't this start because the Romanian gymnast did not complete or perform all the regular required elements for the floor exercise? So what's with the time element to contest when they didn't complete all the elements? I don't remember reading that.
So she stepped out of bounds, and then there was like an inquiry on them to go back and look at that. And so basically what happened was they challenged the score to be raised, and so then they did, but you have to submit that inquiry within a certain time frame after the initial scores are submitted. So I think it had to do with her stepping out of bounds, and then she didn't, and so when they reviewed it, they raised her score, but the issue was that they're saying the inquiry was submitted 4 seconds too late, and then now the Court of Arbitrary whatever has told the U.S. gymnastics team that they do not change their ruling based on even if new evidence comes about, which is what the United States have. They have proof that shows, hey, no, we did submit it in time. And so that's where it's continuing to get messy because there's a certain standard set or procedure that was set in place. And so now they're saying we can't go back after we have made this ruling. We can't go back and appeal it based on this new evidence. And so USA is saying, hey, we're going to keep fighting, and we'll take it as high as we need to, as long as we need to, as far as we need to fight for Jordan to keep her medal. So
wow. Messy. Carla continued from the out in left field category. What did you make of Matt Kuchar's decision to finish his tournament round solo this morning? So to set this up, they had all kinds of rain in the Greensboro, North Carolina area from that storm Debbie last week. So they didn't play Thursday. They played round 1 Friday. They played round 2 Saturday. And then they played 3 and 4 on Sunday. So they were racing against darkness at the end of the round. Kuchar was in the last group, hit his tee shot, and his partners hit their tee shots. He opted to pick up and say, I'm going to come back in the morning and finish. His two playing partners said, we're finishing tonight. We're out of here. So Kuchar didn't. He was the only golfer to come back to the course today. He's my early candidate for loser of the week because all the volunteers have to come back. The scoring people have to come back. For one guy who wasn't going to win the tournament, he was like tied for 10th. So I get it. It's dark. You probably feel like you can't really get a good shot on it. And I know every shot's supposed to count, but my goodness, Matt, come on. You've had an illustrious career. This doesn't mean a hill of beans to your career. What are you doing that for? He's my early candidate for my Friday loser of the week.
Wow. Yeah, that not very nice.
No.
To do that.
And Carl also said, sad to hear of the passing of Chichi Rodriguez. He was one of my favorite from the golden era of golf with Palmer, Nicholas, Player, and Trevino. Yeah, Chichi was a very entertaining guy. He did pass away over the weekend. All right, well, Gabe Ervin is very much alive and well and recovered from his injuries and fighting hard to get some playing time and get some carries for this Husker football team. On Friday, Jessica had a chance to catch up with Gabe.
Here with Gabe Ervin. Well, I got to tell you, it is great to see you back out here. How are you feeling?
Feeling great. I'm more than blessed to be out here for another opportunity with my guys, striving each and every day to get to the top. And I just love it. I mean, I'm blessed to be standing right here and playing football again, and I'm not taking it for granted. Just working hard, working on my craft, and it's going to be a good season this year.
I know it was devastating, back in last season when you got hurt again, but take me through how you attacked this past rehab process and getting yourself back right for this season.
I mean, it was nothing new. I mean, I handled adversity before. I just had to handle it again, and I couldn't let it affect me. I had to figure out ways to, get better at my craft and to attack the rehab each and every day and just, look at positivity. And that's all I'm about right now, just keeping positive spirits and moving each and every day, winning today, and I'm feeling great.
That can be a tough thing to do. So how did you do it, maintaining being positive throughout that process?
I mean, you just have to, just think about, and not everybody get a chance to do what you're doing right now. So you really just have to not take it for granted. I mean, it can be gone like that. So even at practice, I'm happy. I'm just happy being at practice each and every day because I know what it's like when it's gone. So I'm just taking advantage of every day I have with the guys and with the coaches and, just living the dream.
First of all, physically, I know you had put on some weight going into last season, but have you put on even more weight, or how you feeling there?
I'm really the same weight. Kind of want to manage the same weight, especially coming off the injury. Yeah. Just want to, stay cut and be toned. Same weight, 220, and so we're good.
So how have you felt then getting out here and moving around again? You feel 100%?
Oh, yeah, I feel 100%. I'm ready to go. I feel 100%.
So, when you get to take that first handoff back in practice, how did that feel?
Oh, it felt great. I had to get my legs back, the first day. But, each and every day I'm getting better, just getting back on my feet and rolling.
Okay, so overall, how has fall camp gone up into this point for you and for this running back room?
Fall camp is great. Me in the backs, competing each and every day, pushing each other, striving to be the best running back room in the country. Coach E.J. Barthel does a great job, striving us to be great and trying to work on our craft. And we're all going to lift each other up. And when we get on the field, we're going to fight for each other.
I know you guys compete, but how much is it, that you're aware, hey, it's going to take a lot of us, right? I mean, it has every year so far, and to be able to make it and extend a season like you guys want to, right? I mean, are you guys embracing that, hey, it's going to take a group of us?
Oh, yeah. I mean, especially our running back room. I mean, it's all family in our running back room, all positive vibes, all lifting each other up, and we want everybody to get out there and do it. It doesn't matter if I'm out there. It doesn't matter if other running backs out there. I mean, it's still the same standard, and we all know we need each other because we all got different capabilities and abilities to be on the field, and we just gonna all use the tools.
So to be able to earn the playing time out there on the field, EJ was talking today about it's not just running the football. So take us through just what are the expectations for a running back to be able, for this offense, to earn your playing time?
I mean, you got to be able to block for the ball. You got to be able to protect. You got to be able to run routes. You got to be able to know the situations and carry the football properly. I mean, it's just not like running the ball, but, we have to figure out other things to do to be a successful offense and to help our team win. And, I mean, it's been good.
How has the offense been progressing?
Oh my gosh, the offense is rolling. Y'all gonna see the offense is rolling right now. It's clicking, and we're just gotta keep on getting better each and every day. Getting one better, and we're gonna be good.
Why do you think it's clicking so well so far?
I mean, we have the guys in the room now. I mean, we have the athletes, we have the talent, and we have the talent matches the hard working. So when you put that together, I mean, we're gonna have an elite team, and we're efficient. We're efficient on offense, and we're just smarter. Smarter in the mind. Knowing the situations and knowing what you have to do next, and good.
For you, and just, being a leader and a guy that's been around this program, and it's not just you, there's a lot of guys, a group of guys. What does that do for a football team when you have so many guys that have been around, understand what the expectations are, and have been through so much together? I
mean, it just it makes the standard that much more higher. I mean, you have a group of guys that are, lead, and it just leads, it's a good role model for the freshmen and the young guys. I mean, the young guys want to be on our level right now because they see how we're leading, and it just, brings a culture, a great culture in Nebraska football, and that's what we need each and every game. Have that culture, have people leading on and off the field, and it's just going to make us good.
Last thing, just for you, how are you going about competing every single day and bringing what you need to bring for this offense?
I mean, I got to show up each and every day, and I got to show up 100%, 100%, and put my best effort towards, and I'm going to do everything I can. I'm not going to take this year for granted, and I'm going to try to do everything I can to be the best.
Great to have you back on the field and on the mic. As always, a great interview. Appreciate your time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I love talking to Gabe Ervin. He's been incredible from the start. I mean, I remember talking to him as a freshman, but what a great perspective. And this is a guy that just has been through so much, but still has such a good head on his shoulders and such a good outlook on things. And I think they're going to have a hard time keeping him off the field. You know, he just is going to do things right, and he certainly has a talent. It's just he's got to stay healthy, but he's going to make it hard for them not to include him and give him those opportunities, just because you know what you're going to get out of Gabe Ervin. If there's a guy in this football team that deserves to have some good fortune, it's him. Yeah. I mean, he does everything the right way. He shows up on time. He's a leader. He's a great human being. Works hard at it. And these darn injuries just keep cutting his season short. So you want nothing but the best for Gabe and a chance to finally have a good, solid season. And you're right. He will do whatever it takes to play and help and support his teammates. You could hear it in his talk about how great their room is and how much they get along. And, yeah, good stuff. Love talking to him. Have you been surprised at all? I mean, it's been pretty clear that there's the three, and then Dowdell, who got a lot of hype in this spring, is still working towards being in that top three. I think he's on the come. I think he's close, but I think he's behind the other three. And, you know, hopefully the UTEP game, Jess, gets out of hand in our favor, so that they can rotate some guys and get some guys some carries in that football game, because you're going to need it. This is a long season, physical season. You know there's going to be injuries to that room. There always are at the running back spot, just because of the pounding you take with the big defenses you face week in and week out. So I know you go in feeling comfortable with three, but you better have four kind of ready to go. And I think I would not give up on Dante. Yeah. I think he'll continue to progress. Yeah, and I think, he flashed so much in the spring because Gabe and Ramir weren't out there in the spring. They were held off in the spring, so he got a lot more opportunities. But, listening to E.J. Barthel talk the other night about how he came in more as a high school running back and just relying on his power all the time, and you just cannot do that. So he's learning all the other aspects of being able to be a running back and sustain it at this level. And so he continues to grow, absolutely, and I think we've seen it throughout practices and then spring game, and certainly the coaches have talked about it. He's certainly flashed and shows his talent, but it's more than just running the football with the power that you've just relied on your whole life. You got to learn the other things, and which is where Emmett grew a whole lot after getting the experience a year ago to be thrown into the fire at the end of the season. And then you have the two guys that have done it a lot in Gabe and Ramir. So, it's good that you have the experience in those two older guys, and then Emmett's a little bit in between, but certainly has grown a lot in his time. And then you've got this young talent that you expect, and Quentin Ives as well. But, after the spring, you just thought, oh, Dowdell, but then Gabe and Ramir weren't out there, so they're not going to give away. They're just not going to give away their opportunities. That's for sure. Just with everything they've been through and how much they love this football team. Yep. Glad you mentioned Quentin. I was going to throw him in there as well. Hey, our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Akrs. They are the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs solutions for every field. When we come back, talk a little volleyball with the new defensive specialist for John Cook's squad. We'll have that conversation next.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out heart-stopping letters, aggressively garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out, because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it seem impossible to ever get out of debt. Don't let the tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, the #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks that the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands. Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, they'll fight to get you the best deal possible. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-783-8055. That's 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2024 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. It will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and up to 9.5 inches of ground clearance. Plus, 96% of Outback vehicles sold in the last 10 years are still on the road today. The 2024 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you. Longevity based on Experian automotive vehicles and operations versus total new registrations for model years 2023 to 2022 as of December 2022.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect the ways water is breaking down your foundation and damaging your home. Cracks in walls and uneven floors are just a few signs your foundation is compromised. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns: a free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
Woodhouse Cadillac, where luxury meets performance. Discover the latest Cadillac models designed with cutting-edge technology and unbelievable design. Lease the 2024 Cadillac XT4 Premium Luxury All-Wheel Drive for $559 a month for 39 months, 10,000 miles per year. With approved credit, tax, title license extra, must have current GM financial lease, $1,500 down or trade equity, plus first payment and $299 doc fee due at signing. Retired courtesy vehicle. Offer expires 8/31/2024. See dealer for details.
On game day, every play counts. Now imagine having the same level of control in your field. Valley is where farming meets end zone efficiency. With AgSense remote irrigation technology, farmers become the MVPs of their fields. Real-time, play-by-play control means you're always ahead of the game. Score big with simplified irrigation technology from Valley, improving your life both on and off the field. Find your local Valley dealer at valleyirrigation.com.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Welcome back, Sports Nightly here on a Monday night. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you. Hope you had a good weekend. The weather was fabulous. Love these 70-degree days. I know we're cranking back up toward 90 middle part of the week, and I think our football coaches will be okay with that. They probably want a little bit more intense heat because, you know, UTEP, maybe not so much Colorado, those night games, but that UTEP game could be kind of toasty coming up on the 31st. Husker volleyball is a week into their fall camp, getting ready for their opener in a couple of weeks. And down in Louisville, where they will play a game against Kentucky. It'll be a neutral site game for those two programs in just a couple of weeks. Olivia Mauch is a new libero defensive specialist for John Cook. Grew up in Bennington, right outside of Omaha. Terrific high school career. Now a Cornhusker. And she had a chance, our Jessica Coody had a chance to sit down with Olivia.
Our fourth and final new face to Husker volleyball, the roster coming up this fall. Olivia Mauch, right out of Bennington, Nebraska. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So the unique part about you coming on now is you guys are already in preseason.
Mm-hmm.
So how has it been going?
Oh, it's been so much fun, just like getting to practice with everybody. I know I came in the spring, but it's a little different now. Practices are ramping up for season, so it's been super exciting to start.
How has it been different from the spring to now?
Well, we added some new people, obviously, and then just like working on things for the season is a little different than the spring. Just like fine-tuning everything and maybe working on like new things that we didn't work on in the spring. So.
Yeah, absolutely. What was the benefit of that for you to come in January and be here and go through the beach season and be a part of this program early?
Yeah, I think building the relationships, we're all so close, and I think that helped a ton. Also, like getting used to the school and volleyball part, like balancing that, I think helps coming in the spring a lot too. So
that's great. Well, let's go back to the very beginning for you. I mean, growing up in this state, known for volleyball, but when's your first memory of the sport of volleyball?
I've been around volleyball like my whole life. My parents played, and then I had cousins who played. So I think it started at a young age. I just always loved it. I played three sports, soccer, basketball, and volleyball, and I would always just choose volleyball. So it's always been a part of my life. So.
What was it about volleyball that, okay, this is for me?
Yeah.
What was it about the sport that you're like, okay, this is the sport that I want?
I started off setting, and then I got moved to libero, and I just fell in love with that part of it, like keeping the ball off the ground, like stopping big hitters. So I think it's just like the competitiveness that comes with volleyball and being like a libero. I love it. So.
A lot of people don't like that part, aren't good at it. So how did that become something, okay, what did you like about that and realizing how important it is to a volleyball team?
Right. Well, I heard Coach Cook say that defense wins championships, and I think that kind of like stuck with me. I started off setting, but then transitioning to libero was just kind of easy for me, and I liked it more than setting. So.
That's great.
Yeah.
So what about, okay, so you volleyball's always been a part of your life, but at what point did you say, okay, maybe this playing for Nebraska thing is what I really want to do? Like, when did that become a dream for you and then maybe reality?
Yeah, so I came to some Dream Team camps in like, I think 8th grade, and I always knew that I wanted to play volleyball in college. I just wasn't sure like what level I would be at. So once coming to Dream Team, I kind of was like, this is where I want to be. And then I got the call on like June 15th, and I was like, yeah, I can do this. It's real, and yeah, it's super exciting. So.
How was that call? How did it feel?
It felt so cool. I was actually upside down on my first Zoom call with them. So that's how it started off, which is kind of funny because it was kind of like an icebreaker, kind of just to like make everything chill. So
oh, that's hilarious. Did you flip yourself back up then?
I couldn't figure out how to get myself back up. So I kind of like held my computer upside down.
So you got the offer upside down?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
much.
amazing.
Yep.
So what was it that you felt like you did throughout Dream Team camp, but then just your career to show that, hey, I can play at this level and I can be an asset to this Nebraska volleyball program?
Yeah, I'd say just like being consistent over the years, continuing to get better, and then just I think USA has helped with that, like introduced me to new skills and meet people. So I think that's helped a lot.
Who was your favorite Nebraska volleyball player growing up?
I'd say Justine Wong-Arantes or like Kayla Banworth.
Yeah. How is it now watching Justine in the Olympics?
Yeah, she's so amazing. I love watching her.
How much pride do you take in that? You know, you look at what she's doing now and then Lexi and just this lineage of liberos that come through. How much pride do you take to join that?
Yeah, I think it's so cool, like getting to learn under Lexi, especially now being here. I've watched her for the past like 3 years. So just getting to like talk to her and like learn from her has been super beneficial to me. So.
What are some of the things that you've learned from Lexi? I mean, she's the best in the country. We hear it again and again. So what is it that separates her that you really have been able to learn from her?
Yeah, I think just watching how like calm she is, like when she serve receives, even in defense too. I think just watching her, I can learn a lot where she like sets up on defense and yeah, all that stuff. So
there were several Huskers, yourself included, that went and played for Team USA over the summer. How was that experience? What did that experience do for you?
Yeah. USA's always been so much fun, just getting to play with people from different clubs or colleges this year. So I think it's just getting to learn from new coaches also and see how their coaching styles. So I think it does help a lot.
How inspiring is it? Because a lot of volleyball players, that's what they want to do eventually, you know, play on that biggest stage to wear Team USA. I mean, how inspiring, how motivating is that?
Yeah, I think it's super motivating, and just like to see, like, I was a little girl like looking up to those people, and then me being here now, I just think it's like it's really an honor to play with that on your chest. So I think it's really cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, besides just growing up in Nebraska and being a fan and all of that, what was it about this program that it's one thing to be a fan, but then it's another when you get to this point where, okay, I can play at this level, that it's a good fit for you. So what was it that made it feel like, okay, I want to be a part of this and it's a good fit for me?
Yeah, I think Dream Team helped me see like the whole side of it, like the coaching staff. I've always loved the coaching staff, and then just seeing how like the girls, especially last year, just kind of like bonded. I feel like they were super close. So I think coming into that has helped a lot. And then, yeah, just obviously the volleyball is so good, so that too.
So how did you approach going into the spring in January and then beach and then the spring season, coming in as a freshman and everybody coming back and just working yourself in? Because Coach Cook really bragged on both you and Skylar and how well you fit in and how competitive you were in the gym. So how did you approach getting yourself right in there and competing?
Yeah, I think it was tough at first, or like intimidating, I guess, just coming into a group that did so well last year. But everybody made it so easy. We just like, first practice, we were just like beach practice. We were just like all just having fun, getting to know each other. And then we did things like outside of volleyball to help with that also. So.
And then, just being able to compete, were you pleasantly surprised by yourself, or were you expecting that, to be able to come in and not miss a beat?
I think I was a little surprised. Obviously, I was a little nervous just coming in, but I think it was easy to adapt. Everybody just made it easy. So,
what is being part of that competition? Give us a perspective, because that's what we hear from the coaching staff, the players, about just the competitiveness that's in that gym. Give us a perspective of what it's like to be in the middle of all of that.
Oh my gosh. I don't even know. So it's like coming from like high school and then to college, and not only like college, but like Nebraska college volleyball. It's like crazy competitive. You're like playing with the best people in the country right now. So I think it's just like, you kind of just have to like throw yourself into it.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, that's a great perspective. You can't be timid, right?
Right.
You got to get in there. So the first time that you put on the Nebraska gear officially, what was that feeling?
I've gone to Nebraska games like in the past, but just like putting it on and like having you out there, it's totally different. Having them like cheering for you instead of you cheering for them. I think it's just so amazing, because Husker Nation is just, I've been on the sidelines for it, and now getting to be on the court, I think it's just a totally different perspective, and I love it.
That first practice, did you take a moment to take it all in, or did you not even have the time to think about it?
I mean, practices do move fast, so I didn't have too much time, but I was just like, it's kind of crazy that I'm here now, so.
That's great.
Yeah.
So, you just talked about this, but have you thought about, the first actual match inside Devaney, being a part of that?
Oh, yeah. I'm super, super excited. I think our first one...
You have the red and white scrimmage coming up.
Right.
That'll be in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then you'll have, the first one after that.
Yeah. I'm super excited. So.
Just the perspective of being a fan, and then now having these little girls want your autograph. How has that been? And just knowing just the role model that you are and the example that you have, and just, the impact that you can make on so many young lives. How is that, and how does that feel?
I think it feels great. Just like doing the camps and stuff that we've done in the past, and seeing like how excited they get when they come up to you and ask you for something. I think it helps them, and it helps you kind of just like, you're here for a reason, and they can really look up to you for that. Like, I was them once, and now I can kind of, like, I knew how I wanted to be treated by the girls, by the players, so just kind of like treating them how I would want to be treated. So.
You got your autograph all figured out?
Yeah, slowly, but...
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
The last time that you had talked to the media was back at the spring match, and the tornado had just hit. Can you give us an update on that? How's your family doing and the house going?
There hasn't been too much done with the house yet, and my parents are still with my aunt and uncle right now. They're trying to find a rental house. So it's been slow, but hopefully it can speeds up here soon.
You know, you talked about just volleyball and how much of an escape that was. What did the team do for you in those times where it was like, I'm sure it's got to be a lot that you're taking in and juggling emotionally, but how did they help stabilize you, I guess?
Yeah, I said it in the past, I think just coming to volleyball helped like so much. They were all there for me, and then like even outside of volleyball, they would like text me all the time and ask if I needed anything, which was super helpful. So,
how much perspective can you gain from going through something like that? I mean, it's not everybody has that kind of experience.
Right. Yeah, I know you always see it on TV like happening to others, but then it happens to you, and it's just kind of like unreal, kind of like I didn't realize how bad it was until I actually went home and saw it, and it's just like you don't know how bad it is until you see it. So, yeah.
How much did it mean to you and your family to see this the way that a lot of people wanted to go up there and help and whatever they could do to help out their fellow Nebraskans?
Yeah, that meant so much. I know, like the first couple days after it happened, there were like at least like 200 people out helping, and I just think that's kind of like how Nebraska people are. I think they just always want to help and be supportive, and I think that's really cool.
So then all that being said, how much pride do you take in wearing Nebraska across your chest now?
Yeah, being from here, I think it's just like a homegrown Husker, I think they call it. I think that's just, like, it's an unreal thing to be a part of. Growing up watching it and then being here, it's just like, I don't know. It's crazy. It is crazy.
Okay, so circling back to preseason, how are you going about doing what you needed to do here throughout these next few weeks and just playing the role that you need to play for this team? What does that look like for you, and how are you approaching that?
Yeah, I think just continuing to improve and then taking what the coaches are giving me and applying it. I think that's really a big thing. And then just working on, like, they really stress, like, eating, sleeping, hydrating a lot. So I think just doing, like, the little things that can contribute later down the road to the big things. So.
Absolutely. The expectations that are on this program this year being the season that they had last year, how was it for you and Skylar coming in and joining that, and now having that on you guys too, taking that on with this team, understanding just the expectations that are going to be on?
Yeah, not being here last year, I know they had a tough time with that. And then us coming in, I think we kind of have that chip on our shoulder because they're just like, we're all in it together. So I think this year it'll be good. I think we're going to come out really strong and, yeah, just fight. So.
Coach Cook had talked a lot about rebuilding the culture, and you've mentioned this too, just with the upperclassmen and how they welcome you guys in, and then you have the transfers coming in, Layla and Taylor. I mean, how have you guys continued to build on that, and how do you feel about where that is at right now?
I think we're in a really good spot right now. Just like doing things outside of volleyball, which it really translates on the court. You might not think it does, but it really does. We love to hang out outside of volleyball. So I think that has helped tremendously.
Okay, one thing I forgot to ask you about, but Gatorade Player of the Year in the state of Nebraska.
Yes.
How cool was that honor?
That was so cool. I always see like other girls get it, but for me, as like a libero even, I think it was a really awesome thing to be a part of, and I'm really grateful that I got voted as that. So,
just with this state and the amount of talent, what did it take to get to that for you, to be able to, as libero, as you said, we've heard that from really across the country and all levels. The liberos don't always get those honors, right? But for you to get to that point where you got that, what went into that for you?
Yeah, I think just kind of standing out. I know it's hard for liberos to stand out sometimes, so I think just like taking balls, not only volleyball related, but like being a good teammate off the court and academics, I think. So just like everything that plays into that, I think has helped a lot. But.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That selflessness of a libero, how do you get to that point, I guess? And I mean, we watched Lexi do it, we've seen Lainey do it, but like, I'd love to get your perspective on that. And you're not getting all the points. You're not racking up all the kills.
Right.
You know, you're not getting the points. But being that selfless teammate, you know, what was that process like for you?
Yeah, I think just transitioning to a libero, I think it just comes with that spot, I guess, kind of. And just like, I get like satisfaction in digging big hitters. Like, I think that's the best thing in the world. And I think Lexi and Lainey would agree with that. So I think just keeping the ball off the ground and just, yeah, I think that helps the team the most. And then just like, yeah, being a big cheerleader and helping other girls out if they're struggling in serve receive or like anything like that.
Great stuff, Olivia Mauch. Appreciate your time. It was awesome to get to chat with you. And hey, we'll look forward to you guys being back out on the court coming up here for the red-white scrimmage really soon.
Yes, me too. I'm so excited.
Well, thank you again for being here.
Yes, thank you.
Appreciate Olivia Mauch spending some time with this freshman libero out of Bennington, and you know that she was impressive in the spring. Lauren talked a lot about her and Skylar, and Coach Cook said the freshmen brought some competitiveness and fire to the gym over the spring. So again, adding to that depth there that the Huskers love to have. We got to step aside for a break here on Sports Nightly. More to come coming up right after this.
When you switch and save with Progressive, you can use that money towards going to see your favorite team in the playoffs. Progressive cannot guarantee that you can go see your favorite team in the playoffs. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds on average, but we cannot guarantee that your favorite team will make the playoffs or even finish with a winning record. They could easily lose more than half their games and finish in the cellar because they stink badly and haven't made the playoffs in years. Savings, very possible. Playoffs, highly doubtful. Switch and see if you could save at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance and Affiliates, not available in all states. We cannot be held liable for your favorite team's terrible and frankly embarrassing performances now or ever.
Husker Nation, your women's basketball team is gearing up for another incredible season, and you can be right in the heart of the action. Join the season ticket request list today and guarantee your spot for another year of Husker dominance. Witness every key basket, every clutch steal, and celebrate every victory with the most dedicated fans in the nation. Don't wait. Head over to huskers.com/tickets and secure your seat for an unforgettable season. Go Big Red.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Noddle Companies is proud to support Husker Athletics. As a leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Sunny's at Exarban, and Row House Townhomes on Leavenworth. Noddle Companies is adding Omaha's first hybrid timber building to the skyline. Soon to follow is Builders Green Park, surrounded by mouth-watering food, exciting retail, and a hub of thriving businesses. Noddle Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Go Huskers!
Dear Truckin' Awesome. Want more horsepower in the stable? The Tundra iForce Max is the most powerful Tundra ever. With its electrifying twin-turbo V6, you got everything you need. Saddle up the Tacoma TRD Pro. Its segment-first performance seats are designed to smooth out the shocks when the ride gets bumpy. The Toyota 4Runner is part mean streak, part wild side, and an all-around icon. Check out that signature power rear window, will ya? Yes, sir, Toyota trucks. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln. Set. Hike. When champions take the field, they come ready to play. TL Irrigation understands the value of momentum. Like a Husker drive, there's no stopping. If you live for farming and football like we do, TL Irrigation has you covered. Check your fields from the game with a remote system, or just enjoy the play knowing our systems are reliable as a sold-out Memorial Stadium. Touchdown! Nebraska born, Nebraska strong. Husker Nation and TL Irrigation are like no other.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect the ways water is breaking down your basement and damaging your home. Mold, cracks, and of course visible water are just a few signs your basement is compromised. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns. A free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
Shop Woodhouse Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Blair and Bellevue during the Make This the Summer event going on right now. Receive 2.9% APR for 84 months on the 2024 Jeep Wrangler 4xE. Visit one of our 2 convenient locations in Blair or Bellevue, or start your car buying journey online at WoodhouseCDJRBellevue.com or WoodhouseChryslerJeepDodge.com today. This is Woodhouse with approved credit, tax, title, license extra when financed with Stellantis Financial Services. Offer expires 09/03/2024. See dealer for details.
Woodhouse Auto Family, your trusted auto partner. 20 brands, 20 convenient sales and service locations. We're making car buying on your terms. Go visit us online at woodhouse.com. Loved your conversation with Olivia. Love the fact that she's going to be a Cornhusker. Now, you know, they would have the option, I don't know if this is on the table at all, Jess, to redshirt her because Lexi's a senior. They could redshirt Olivia, and then she'd still have 4 years of eligibility left. I don't know that that's in the thinking process at all, but maybe that conversation comes up here in the next few weeks.
Well, I'll go back to what Lauren told me last week. If you can serve and you can pass, they're going to find opportunities for you. Coach Cook says that. That's one of the things he says the most. If you can serve and you can pass, you're going to get on the floor. So if she can serve and she can pass, which it sounds like she's good at both, they're going to have a hard time keeping her out. So I don't know, maybe one of those specialists that rotate in. I don't know. But, yeah, it certainly could be a conversation, too, with Lainey as well in the fold. So, but if she's making it, she very well could make it really hard on them to have that conversation, too. So if that's the thing that they say, serve and pass, and she's doing that, then they're gonna give her an opportunity.
I'm just kind of thinking off the top of my head here. You know, you got a senior, you have a sophomore in Laney, and then you've got a freshman. You could separate them out a little bit there, but hey, the way that program recruits, if somebody wants to leave, they're fine moving on from that. But I'm glad she's here. I love having those local kids a part of all of our programs, and volleyball's always had a couple that have been part of that. Obviously, they had the Waverly connection going for a while. You had Lindsay Krause's from Omaha, so it's amazing. Becca Alec. It's amazing how much that program at that level, top 5 level in the country, gets so much of their talent from right here in the state of Nebraska. It speaks to the youth coaching and the high school coaching that's done, club coaching that's done in this area. It's really, really speaks highly of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And even just, the fact that there are players every year that are the caliber that can play at this program from the state, but then you look at the other programs last year that had incredible seasons, and a lot of them are from the state of Nebraska, too. So even just the colleges that have volleyball programs, every level have a lot of Nebraska kids on them. And so, yeah, it speaks volumes. And then you're seeing all the success at all those different levels of those programs. Coach Cook talks about it a lot. When he's on his show, he's very proud of the showing of across the state at those colleges, how well they do. And a lot of those rosters have Nebraska kids on them.
Isn't that remarkable? UNK, Wayne State at the Division II level are really dominant programs. Creighton's obviously
Concordia.
At top. All those are, those are NCAA tournament teams, and it really speaks well to the high school sports in the state. By the way, today was day 1 for the high schools to start practicing in volleyball, softball, which is a fall sport here in Nebraska, and obviously high school football practice began today as well. Camden waving his arms at me. I got you. We got to get a break in. We got to get everybody's weekend winners. We'll do that coming up next.
When you're in the stands and have the ability to control your irrigation in the field, it's a game-changing moment. Valley is where farming meets end zone efficiency. With AgSense remote irrigation technology, farmers become the MVPs of their fields. Experience real-time, play-by-play action and control that keeps you ahead. Score big with irrigation technology from Valley. It's technology that improves your life and lets you be at the game and in the game. Find your local Valley dealer at valleyirrigation.com.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm broadcasting major Macy Byers with Campus News. The U.S. Department of Agriculture is building the first federal research center for climate-smart precision ag at UNL's Innovation Campus. News of the $160 million USDA facility comes as Nebraska prepares to build the new N-Farms platform near Meade, which will be among the largest precision ag research sites for universities across the nation.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2024 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. It will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and up to 9.5 inches of ground clearance. Plus, 96% of Outback vehicles sold in the last 10 years are still on the road today. The 2024 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you. Longevity based on Experian automotive vehicles in operations versus total new registrations for model years 2023 to 2022 as of December 2022.
Set, hike. When champions take the field, they come ready to play. TL Irrigation understands the value of momentum. Like a Husker drive, there's no stopping. If you live for farming and football like we do, TL Irrigation has you covered. Check your fields from the game with a remote system, or just enjoy the play knowing our systems are reliable as a sold-out Memorial Stadium. Touchdown! Nebraska born, Nebraska strong. Husker Nation and TL Irrigation are like no other.
Our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Akrs. They are the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody, final few minutes of our Monday night show. We always save this little segment to name everybody's weekend winners. Camden, I'm going to start with you tonight.
All right, so I'm going to go with NBC and Peacock as my weekend winner, specifically because of the U.S. men's basketball game on Saturday. It averaged 19.5 million viewers on NBC and Peacock, and it peaked at 22.7 million viewers, which, to put in perspective, the NBA Finals averages only about 11.3 million, and a single game of the NBA Finals hasn't passed 19 million since 2017 Warriors versus Cavs.
Whoa. And by the way, Noah Eagle and Dwayne Wade were outstanding.
Yeah, they
just
were.
did a great job.
Okay.
I can't wait to see Noah. Noah is still part of the Big Ten package. We'll see Noah, I think, at some games this fall. I can't wait to see him, to congratulate him. He and Dwayne Wade were so entertaining. They were outstanding. And Noah's a young broadcaster. Dad is Ian Eagle, obviously the longtime broadcaster for CBS, did a fabulous job. And I know I said this once before, but I'm going to do it again, Jess. Mike Tirico is just unbelievably good. And I don't know when he slept the last 2 weeks. He was on all the time.
Yeah. Great. They did a great job. They really did. It was really entertaining. You know, they had top-notch talent, and I think that adds to the overall broadcast for sure.
Yeah. All right, what do you have?
Okay, give it up to Reagan, the Australian breakdancer. She didn't score a single point, but she broke the internet over the weekend. Camden and I joked about this on Friday night's show. Finished 16 out of 16 in the debut of breakdancing. And, you know, but hey, she didn't score a point, but she had a great attitude about it and just said, hey, it's about being creative and getting out there and, you know, feeling the music and artistry and being creative. And so, hey, she got to participate in the Olympics, and she's an Olympian. So I thought it was a great story, even though some people were poking fun. But, hey, she is really taking a positive outlook on it. And not everyone, hey, she like I said, she's an Olympian.
The spirit of the games really shone through her. Good stuff right there. All right, I'll wrap it up tonight. Love the NFL preseason games. Adrian Martinez did a fabulous job with the Jets. He's got a shot. But I'm going Phelan Sanford. Got his hands on another football. He's in the Raiders camp. Picked up a blocked kick and ran it back 20 yards or so. Go Phelan. I'm pulling for you to make a roster in the NFL. That'll put a wrap on tonight's show. Thanks to everybody. We'll do it all again tomorrow night. Have yourself a good evening.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
On game day, every play counts. Now imagine having the same level of control in your field. Valley is where farming meets end zone efficiency. With AgSense remote irrigation technology, farmers become the MVPs of their fields. Real-time, play-by-play control means you're always ahead of the game. Score big with simplified irrigation technology from Valley, improving your life both on and off the field. Find your local Valley dealer at valleyirrigation.com.
It's the Make It Ford Summer Sales Event at your Midwest Ford dealers. Get 0% financing or up to $4,250 bonus cash on F-150. Amazing offers and a great selection of the best-selling trucks in America for 47 years. Ford F-Series. These are the deals you've been waiting for, so don't wait. Make it Ford. Make it yours. Make it now. Get 0% financing for 36 months or up to $4,250 bonus cash on a new Ford F-150. Now, only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect that water is the reason parts of your concrete have gotten so uneven. Walkway tripping hazards, sinking pool deck, cracked driveways are dangerous threats to everyone's safety. But there's one way to learn how your concrete can be lifted. A free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you.